Dr. Daniel Fallon is the Director of Higher Education at Carnegie Corporation of New York. He oversees support for grants in areas of teacher education reform, school leadership development, general education, and other areas of great national interest. He is Professor Emeritus of Psychology and of Public Policy at the University of Maryland, College Park. In addition to his teaching duties, he also served there as the Vice President for Academic Affairs and Provost. Dr. Fallon has worked in colleges in Texas, including Texas A&M, Colorado, and New York, and has published widely in academia and is the author of prize-winning book entitled The German University. Most importantly, my staff informs me that your heritage is part Spanish and Irish. So I give you bienvenido, Daniel.
Good morning, and thank you for inviting me to testify on behalf of our common goal to provide high-quality teachers for the nation's classrooms. I'm Dan Fallon. In the summer of 2000, I began planning an ambitious private philanthropic initiative to rethink and thus improve the way teachers receive their education at our country's colleges and universities. For the past 6 years, I've been administering this program, which is called Teachers for a New Era. I work for Carnegie Corporation of New York, one of the oldest large philanthropies in the United States. With the cooperation and support of the Annenberg Foundation and the Ford Foundation, Carnegie Corporation of New York has enabled 11 institutions of higher education throughout the United States to restructure their academic programs of teacher education by focusing on learning gains made by pupils in working classrooms of public schools. We have financed the big bet we are making on teacher education through an investment from all sources of more than $125 million in funds provided primarily by the private sector. Although it is still too early to draw definitive conclusions about the many features of Teachers for a New Era, some promising patterns are emerging. We believe, on the basis of our experience, for example, that teacher quality could be significantly advanced, first, through incentives to the states to improve educational data systems and use them for purposes of program improvement. Second, by providing incentives to encourage teacher education programs to support novice teachers. And third, by inviting teacher education programs to partner with school districts on evidence-based, continuous improvement designs for teacher education focused on pupil learning. Teachers for a New Era does not dictate a common curriculum or structure for teacher education. There is as yet no solid research basis to justify with persuasive evidence the imposition of a single model. More importantly, the genius of American education is its diversity and its responsiveness to local needs and local culture. Instead of curricular conformity, Teachers for a New Era demands attention to three large design principles. The first is fostering a culture of respect for persuasive evidence. The second is effectively engaging contributions from faculty in the academic content disciplines of the arts and sciences. And the third is thinking about teaching as academically taught, skilled clinical practice. This is a template for reform that any teacher education program anywhere in the United States could implement. Embedded within the requirement of an evidence-based program is for us the generally novel challenge that the teacher education program find a way to measure the quality of its work by demonstrable pupil learning occurring in the classrooms of teachers who are graduates of the program. A similarly novel challenge is embedded within the conception of teaching as clinical practice. It obliges the teacher education program to offer each of its graduates intensive mentoring and support during the first 2 full years of professional teaching, a feature we call academy-based induction. The apparent success of focusing on pupil learning and of academy-based induction forms the rationale for what my testimony offers to you. First, We believe you can facilitate the production of high-quality teachers by providing incentives to the states to enable the formation of educational data systems that serve broad purposes of program improvement. Second, encouraging the adoption of academy-based induction holds the promise of significantly reduced costs coupled with instructional improvement. Third, promoting partnerships between school districts and teacher education programs to construct evidence-based continuous improvement designs focused on pupil learning appears from our experience a promising strategy for increased teacher quality, especially in challenging high-need schools. Mr. Chairman, members of the committee, we offer you a vision for a reliable means of preparing effective teachers who can teach all children from all walks of life to learn to high standards. It is a vision of higher education in the nation's service. Thank you for your attention this morning.